This is the official documentation from Fabric, and if you see, it says folders are not yet supported in Git. Currently, all items appear in the top level of Git folder even if your workspace has folders. Now, if you see the notes, it says your workspace has folders, and if it is connected to Git folder and the Git doesn't have the subfolders, then they are considered as different items. Today I logged in into my Fabric and I see this. Folder support to Git. Now, because of those changes that has happened internally to Fabric, my entire workspace is in a mess. Fortunately, I was working on my test branch, so all the changes, everything that I was doing in my test branch have got this conflict, this merge conflict. This is how you resolve the merge conflict. If you click on this web page director, the URL, it will take you to this page and it will give you all the options to resolve a merge conflict from the UI or manually from your Git repository or your Azure DevOps repo, which was all fine, but I was still struggling to understand why am I in such a mess and how am I going to resolve this. Well, I thought, okay, let's get my hands dirty, and I had very little hope from what I was doing because there was not a very clear message from Microsoft on what I should be doing. It gave me the option to update all to the workspace. You need to resolve the merge conflicts. So I went about it. I kept the current content because I did not want a lot of changes. And yeah, I just prayed and clicked on update all. And things started happening. What happened was everything that I put inside the folders, and ever since this folders were started being accepted as different items, there was this how would I say, there was a difference in what my Git repository or my Azure DevOps repository had and my workspace had. Even though I had folders before the changes were actually made, my Git did not show them. Now suddenly Git starts accepting folders, it starts supporting folders, and my entire workspace is in a mess. So let's see what this updating does to my branch. I would definitely recommend, if you see something like this in your main branch, do not try to resolve everything on your main branch. I would recommend creating a new branch and trying to sort things out there, making sure everything works, and then merge that a test or feature branch or a bug fix branch into your main. Let me quickly do a refresh. I can see all the updates have been done, and I have some new changes. There are two new changes. Those were the two things that I was doing on this branch, so that is fine. And there are some more changes in other pipelines and notebooks. I had moved all these things, items into their corresponding folders, but since I did not accept those changes, they have been thrown out of the folders, and that's what I was expecting. So I think I'm in a better state now. All I need to do is move the things as I want. Currently in my bronze, I only have the pipelines. I would like my lake house also be inside this bronze folder. But yes, it's a bit of a mess. If you see the UI, the pipeline is having an attached semantic model, so this is a UI bug. Yeah, it looks really bad. Now I can move all the items as I want or as I intend to. Just trying to make one change at a time so I don't break anything. This looks good to me, and let me quickly create a new folder. Sorry, wrong click. New folder for the metadata, and I'll just push this metadata SQL database to that folder. Okay, I think I am happy with that. Alright, let's go back and commit the changes. All these changes I am aware of. I'll show you one more thing, one of the issues that I saw. So if I committed these 8 changes and I did not add the 2 new items that I had created, I'll get a new, like, an error message when I try to switch to main branch. And I think that's not very nice to see. So if I try to switch branch now to main, it will tell me to manually resolve all uncommitted changes and then try again. So there should be a button called save where I don't want to commit all the changes to my branch. But anyhow, let's add these items or just commit these changes, and now test branch, and then we should be able to quickly switch to main branch. Now let's quickly switch the branch, and I think we should be able to do that now. Switch branch. If you see, we have not merged our changes in the test branch to main, so it should not have all the items that we created, which you can see it is very bare bones, doesn't have a lot of things. We have created so many items there, like the mirroring and our orchestrator pipelines and everything, which doesn't exist in our main. In bronze or in metadata I can see the POC, which is fine. But anyhow, let's quickly do a refresh. I can see some more items here, and this particular lake house is troubling me a bit. In the bronze folder I don't see the pipelines, which is fine because I have not yet merged my test branch. Okay, let's go back to our Azure DevOps repository. Let's create a pull request from test to main. You can see all the files, all the pipelines, and yeah, this looks good to me. I'll quickly write a title because I've created a pipeline and added mirroring, so let me add that as the title, and then we will just create this pull request, approve it, merge it into the main. So all the changes that we made in test will now be available in main branch. Let's approve and complete this merge. I don't want to keep my delete, so that is, test branch, so let's delete that. This looks good. Let's go back to Fabric. We are in the main branch, and I'm a bit confused about this because this says you have pending updates from Git. We recommend you update the incoming changes. I think this should be automatic because the main branch that is linked to this workspace has been updated. It has new items, and this workspace, as it is connected to the main branch, should already be pulling all the changes, which I find a bit confusing. Like whatever items or the changes we have done on the main branch should already appear here, but there is one item that's causing this. I cannot even update everything. It's this particular item, so yeah, it's not allowing me to update my workspace with the new changes from the main branch, and it keeps telling me that there is an issue and resolve that. Anyways, we tried doing that. We did fail, so I'm trying to undo this particular change, which I'm not sure is gonna work because I've seen some posts where people tried to undo changes and they lost the fabric item altogether. So I'm not sure how true that is, but yes. So let me quickly try and undo this. All uncommitted. Yeah, here's the warning that it cannot be undone and I'll lose everything, but I have to take the risk. This is very annoying because if it's production and if the Git is breaking your production environment, that's not right. So I'll do an undo. Okay, and now let me try to update all again. I've undone twice on this particular item. So I am hoping I'll be able to update all now. Let me try that because this item is still complaining about not synced. Its status is a bit weird. You need to update the workspace to the latest commit. How would I do it? I am trying, but it's giving me that error. So anyhow, we have undone twice on this item, and I will try to update all again. Let's see how that goes. I'm hoping this will get resolved because I really want to recover everything that I have done so far. try to update all again. But this is crazy. So you update your, you make changes to a feature branch, you push that, and then you have to update your workspace, which is connected to the main branch as well. So to pull the changes from your main branch, so basically this is just pulling all the changes from my main branch. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Seems to be going fine so far. I haven't got the error that I got previously. When I tried doing that, I had an operation cancelled error, and I had to undo the changes on the item that it was complaining, and I did that twice. It seems to be doing something, as I can see items getting synced again, and I can see the changes section going up. It was 1 and now it is 2. Wow, this is very scary, to be honest, because if you're working on a client and you have done some work, and now just before you want to complete your tasks and get out of that project, and you suddenly start seeing all these, then yeah, your reputation is at stake. And yes, this is not something that I am really liking in terms of the experience. You can see the changes have gone to 10. It's still updating. Let it do its job. I'm hoping it will not wipe out everything. What I have seen in Reddit, people have faced issues where updating these changes have wiped out their workspace items or the fabric items, which will be really bad in this case, because we have created some metadata driven pipelines and we have used that for our ingestion purpose. That would be really bad. Anyways, let's wait for this to complete. So that is done, but this particular item is still complaining about some changes that's not synced. So at least I see it now as uncommitted, which is very nice to see. Earlier it was showing as synced, but with a triangle, so that warning message. So let's try to commit this again. Hopefully this should make everything stable and as it is supposed to be. Okay, so that looks good. I would like to move the bronze data lakehouse to bronze folder, but let me do a quick refresh to make sure there's no more changes popping up in our source control. Yeah, so I think we have successfully gotten rid of all the error messages and merged our changes from test into main. So that is looking very good indeed. Alright, so yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for being there for and through this entire painful recovery process, and hope you have a nice day. Thank you.